here on site, man. Special edition of the Scuttlebutt Podcast.
Good morning, Commander Flake. How are you, sir? This is a beautiful day.
Yeah, we're somewhere downtown Nashville.
We're at the Nashville Gun Club
for a Dogs of War event. And so we're just going to be interviewing veterans as they walk by, man. And just so happens that Travis McVeigh just walked by.
The man, the myth, the legend, Travis McVeigh.
I appreciate you recruiting me first here.
Yeah.
Marines are usually first, I believe.
We are. First to fight. That's right.
You might have to get closer to your mic a little bit.
All right.
See if you can get closer.
Yeah, let me just hold it on. This chair is going to flip me out. Andrew's granddad's chair here.
It's always my fault. Always my fault.
Andrew likes to fuck shit up.
Make it known. Because I'm a grunt.
Yeah, he's a
machine gunner, and I'll fuck shit up all day.
That's what his job is. So, Travis, you are a Marine.
Yes, I'm also a soldier, which is a different type.
Damn.
I was a soldier first, then a Marine.
He's a body.
I did it opposite of what people usually do, and there's a good reason for that, because you have to go through boot camp, because the Marine Corps doesn't accept the Army boot camp if you do it in that order.
So that brings this question up. December, when the Army plays Navy, what side of the field are you on?
That's cool. How many Marines they got out there with the Navy playing that day?
Nice. Good answer.
Right on, man. So you said you were in the Army first.
Yes.
Okay, so why did you join the military?
Well, that was around 1986. My parents got divorced when I was probably about 13 or 14, so that affected me in a lot of ways. You know, I was a star athlete, made straight A's. I went from straight A's to struggling to wanting to party more than I should have at that age. And this is the 80s, you know. That's back a long time ago. And
that was fun.
And my dad worked third shift at the post office, and my mom moved to Nashville, so I decided to stay there because that's where I grew up at for a little while. And it just wasn't the right environment for me. And I'd seen it, you know, I didn't want to end up like a lot of people in that small town. And my uncles had served in World War II. You know, I had a bunch of cousins that served, and I just wanted to serve my country, and that's a good way for me to get out of there. And that's why I joined the Army Reserves at 16 to start with.
So how long were you in the Army?
About close to 2 years. I did your junior summer, you go to boot camp. I went to Fort Knox, and then you come back and finish your senior year of high school at AIT at Fort Jackson. But I came back as in the same environment, same people in the reserves, honor, courage, no commitment. People make fun of that, you know. But you're still there in that same town. It's great training, great stuff. But I knew I needed to get out of there. And my brother was a Marine. So I joined the Marines, went active duty in the Marine Corps. And that's when I found out, hey, you got to go through boot camp again. So,
nice.
And then
twice as nice.
I enlisted in Indiana. Back then, north of the Mason-Dixon line, they send you to San Diego, so I'm a Hollywood
He's a
Marine.
Hollywood Marine.
I've heard about you guys.
I'm very proud of it, yes.
We had Jablonski on last night. He's another Hollywood Marine. You guys are like
Louis
J.
So what's the difference between Army boot camp and Marine Corps?
Of course, the Marine Corps is longer. It's longer. It's a little bit more physical in certain aspects. Now, you're thinking, I'm going at 16 years old now. My mind is still a child just about and going through that. So that really helped me prepare for the games that the Marine Corps is going to unleash on me. Because when I showed up, I had my little pink reserve car we had back then. So the DIs loved that. So I had to get up 15 to 30 minutes early every morning to recondition my brain, they told me.
And your ribbon, too, from the Army.
I had my ribbon there. And so I had to do monkey fuckers every morning as soon as we got up.
Love me some monkey fuckers.
So even my boot camp picture, you really can't tell it's me. I look very Asian in that because I've been trashed and my eyes are squinting almost asleep. If we can still say that, I hope. But
we can.
Yeah. You can say whatever the hell you want here.
But, I mean, it made me a better Marine. And through that process, the White House screening team for presidential duty was following us along there. Then after I was actually the first class of Marine combat training, which all the infantry Marines out there need to thank my class for that because we bitched so much. So they send you to the field for 30 days. And I was getting ready to go to infantry school. So we're like, why are you wasting our tax dollar money to do this? It was more of a test to see. That was one of the first test things to go through. So after that, they changed the School of Infantry to Infantry Training Battalion. It was always the School of Infantry when I was there, but then they changed it because of MCT and stuff. So now the infantry
have to go for the non-grunts. Because Travis here is a grunt. What are you, like an 03?
03 51.
51. That's an assaultman for
We're the
you
smart
listeners
ones.
out there.
We're the smart ones.
How did you end up as a presidential Marine?
Well, they have a White House screening team that comes to. We was out there at infantry school, and they have a selection committee, and they ask for volunteers first. You know how volunteers goes in the Marine Corps.
Yeah.
But you have to be a certain height. You have to have a certain suitor score. Your ASVAB has to be a certain way. Your record needs to be clean.
Credit check good.
And you have to have a real strong bearing because it's a lot of drill. I mean, so I was going to security forces 0351, and then the White House screening team came. Right when I was going to get on the bus, I thought I didn't get it. So I was going to go to security forces school, and then they said nope. So we had to stay back there for 2 weeks waiting for our orders. Then we went to Washington, D.C., October of 1989.
So that was Reagan?
Bush. Reagan had just left, so we were the first class there, presidential duty. And some of the greatest times of my life, met two of my best friends in the world there. But it was very tough, very strict because you're representing the entire Marine Corps and our nation there.
What kind of interaction you have with the president?
Not really a lot. You're just standing there. You're like at the White House. You're just basically to look good, the intimidation against everyone else. Now, Camp David's a different story. We have authority there for different things, and I respect the presidency so much. The fish bubble they live in. I mean, it's ridiculous what you've got to go through there. So Camp David was kind of their way to get out, and enjoy some peace and quiet as much as you could get.
Yep. A lot of people don't know this, but once you're the president of the United States, you can never drive a car again for the rest of your life.
Right.
You have Secret Service has to drive you.
Really?
You're not.
I didn't know that.
That's why. So from what I read, that's why George W. moved out to that big ass ranch, just so he could drive around on his own ranch. But once he leaves the ranch, he can't. He's not allowed.
Wow.
No,
I had no idea.
And Reagan did the same thing on his ranch. Lyndon B. Johnson has a lot of colorful stories of him out there in Texas riding around in his car.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, we had the funniest thing we had was a bunch of wild turkeys at Camp David. First Lady Barbara Bush had her grandkids up there and stuff, so she's afraid of the turkeys, but she didn't want us to kill them. We just had to scoot them off the mountain there a little bit.
Shoo.
So, but she was just a graceful lady, and a lot of times you'd be at the White House, it's just state dinners and different things, certain heads of state. But we also did all the funerals at Arlington. I probably did over 200 to 300 funerals there.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Damn.
Yeah. So, and then the Tomb of the Unknown is done by the Army completely. Now, we do joint wreath-laying ceremonies there. So that's when you've got to learn to walk up those steps without looking down. So we go out there and practice like before the sun comes up. And you're drilling 3 or 4 hours a day, especially during parade season, because you have to do a Friday evening parade, a Tuesday evening parade, plus your training duties, all the funerals, all the different little parties that go on in D.C. You do all that stuff too as well.
Yeah, right on, man.
But Quantico is mostly where we train at there. Quantico, the Marine Corps base. General Gray was the commandant when I was there.
And that's in Virginia.
Yep.
Yes. Yeah. It's where the officer candidate school's at, right there, the
okay.
FBI Academy.
Yeah. Well, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, Dan Quayle was the Vice President of the United States, and also my condolences go out to General Powell's family. General Powell was the chairman of the Joint Chiefs when I was there. We did his retirement ceremony, and he's actually in dress whites. That's the first time I've seen dress whites in the Army.
I saw that yesterday in Jackson, Tennessee.
Yeah.
There was a command sergeant major, like in a white. I'd never seen that before. I didn't even think the Army even knew what white was. And damn, it actually looked pretty good. Yeah, so it was a different world then too in 1989. I know the Queen of England was one of the big people I remember visiting when I was there, and Boris Yeltsin was there. I was there during basically during the fall of the wall there with President Bush, during 1989 there. So it was different. Then the first Gulf War parade came back there, so we've never seen anything like that. And that ushered in that new, really appreciating veteran service, thankfully, because of the Vietnam vets for all the bullshit they dealt with. They made sure that wasn't going to happen again. And that first welcome home parade from the Gulf War, I think, was a big kickoff of how we treat our vets now. Yeah. So definitely do. Yeah. And I was actually on the first Rolling Thunder there in D.C. I participated in that back in the day.
Yeah. Cool. So those the time frames that you're talking about is the same time that I was in the Navy. So we got youngster over here, our Boot.
Yeah. I am a Boot. Yep, combat chaplain. That's right.
And we love him.
And we love you, Travis.
Now
and we love you, Commander Flake.
How did Heroes Vodka become a thing?
Yeah, what is Heroes Vodka?
Well, Heroes Vodka
Travis?
it was developed in honor of my two friends I served on presidential duty with. After presidential duty, I went to 2nd Battalion, 8th Marines. I was a weapons section leader there for 2-8 America's Battalion there for a little while. But at 8th and I met, you know how it is when you serve with your fellow Marines or sailors. Thomas Rabjohn, he was my platoon sergeant, super guy, and And Richard Gaston was from Indiana, like I was, and Richard wanted to be the Indiana State Trooper after he got out. That's all he talked about, and his dream came true. He had to go to college in Indiana. You got to have a degree to be a state trooper, at least a 2-year degree. So when he left the Marine Corps, he did that. But unfortunately, he was killed in the line of duty 6 months in. And then my other friend, Tom, was killed in Afghanistan in 2009 by an IED there. And he served in Iraq and Afghanistan. And, they all had children. And then I'm sitting there thinking about, you're angry, you're pissed off, you feel guilty for not being there.
Right.
As these guys I trained with for this stuff, and I felt, that I should have done more. And you just saw these crazy things go through your head. And I'm sitting at a bar thinking about my friends, and I kept seeing these commercials for Miller Lite acting like they cared about us, but you had to send in a bottle cap before they would give something back. I'm like, I think we've done enough. I think that's kind of bullshit. Why don't we have our own brand? There's 22 million veterans out there, I believe. And so that's when I started out the process of thinking what I could do. So I saw the story of Sidney Frank when he created Grey Goose. And his idea was that the American people were so, bougie that they'll pay $20 more for a bottle of vodka made in France. Yep. And he was right. He sold that brand for about $2.6 billion with a B.
Damn.
Dollars. But he had a head start on me, a big head start. He was already a multimillionaire. He was in the distribution business. He had enough money to put a full page ad in the New York Times every week. He won a couple of medals. But he also had the distribution rights for Jägermeister for the East Coast, or the West Coast, one or the other. But the other guy didn't pay the bill, so then he ended up getting the entire nation distribution rights for Jägermeister. Genius marketing guy to create the Jägerette girls, the shot girls, and all the college campuses. So that was flowing. So when they ordered the case of the Jägermeister, they'd get a bottle of Grey Goose, as a marketing thing, and the brand just blew up like that. And so I said, if the American people are so pretentious or bougie, I think they're also patriotic. They'll pay $10 or $15 less for a bottle of vodka that's made in America. It's owned by a veteran, and 10% of all the profits go back to American veterans. And that's what Heroes Vodka does. We tried to give back more by getting investors and partners. It's very hard, but 10% is quite a bit. You look at Tito's Vodka now, he has probably 7% of the vodka sales in the nation, and he's worth $4 billion.
Damn.
So we're just right around 10,000 cases. But everybody listening out there, please go out and ask for Heroes Vodka. We're in 20-some states. Keep asking for it. We've won 6 gold medals, 5 silver.
Too, right?
We're in a bunch of Walmarts that have it. Some stores don't have alcohol in certain states. But you can go to our website, heroesvodka.com. It's got my story on there. And like I say, like Winston Churchill said, you make a living by what we get. We make a life by what we give.
Nice.
That's
So, I like it.
But it's, we've been raising our glasses to our warriors for centuries, and there's a lot of hypocrites out there that talk about alcohol. But I chose alcohol, too, as a soapbox where I can talk about responsibility, because if you have a problem with alcohol, I don't want you to drink my product, period.
Right.
But for the millions that don't, why not choose Heroes Vodka? We give back with it. It honors those core things that we have, honor, courage, and commitment. And that's what it means to me. I want to honor my friends and all those that's given our life for our country. And they had the courage to give their life for it. The least I can do is have the courage to start my own business. And it's not easy going up against some of the companies we're going up against, what we have to do to get it out there.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome, man.
I definitely support Heroes Vodka. I am a 3-year alcoholic, recovering, grateful, and I don't have it. I hear it's really good. Definitely go try it.
Yes, Andrew's my favorite worst customer, so he always will be.
I am.
Yeah.
And,
you're a terrible customer, Andrew.
I am a terrible customer, but hey, I seen a couple bottles in your house.
Yeah, I always have Heroes Vodka in my house.
Heroes Vodka.
Yeah, Richard helped me up in Michigan up there with some Dave Parker and those guys up there. So I had a really good time with them.
Yeah, and you were going to be our grand marshal up there in my hometown, but COVID had other
it was the 75th anniversary of World War II. They had a big old thing. I was getting ready to, I think they was going to have me put these awards on all the vets there. But yeah, there's a great group of guys, man. You had a great post up there, and they spoke highly of you. They even showed me where your picture was so I could do a little mustache drawing for you. So that was a lot of fun.
We got Malachias here. He's we're going to get to you next, buddy.
Yeah, hey, what's up, bud? And then I got to speak that night before the Vietnam Veterans of America. And they had probably 50 Vietnam vets in there.
Yeah,
and,
they always have a good group, man.
It was a real emotional meeting, but, it was really good.
Yeah, so my very first veterans group that I belonged to was out of that building. And so I was kind of like struggling when I first got out of the Navy, Your civilian friends are that just seems different now, you know what I'm saying? So I always missed the camaraderie and my shipmates. my wife kept saying, "Why don't you join a group or something?" I'm like, "No, I had young kids. I'm doing my thing." One day, I just happened to walk in there. It was after a bowling tournament that we went to on a Saturday night, and a mutual friend says, "Hey, we're going to go over to the American Legion for so and so's retirement party."
Yeah.
So I asked my wife, I was like, "Hey, you want to go to the American Legion for a retirement party?" She's like, "I don't even know that guy. I'm not going over there." And I was like, "Well, how are you going to meet new people if you don't do stuff like that? If you don't get out?"
Gotta get out.
So we ended up walking in there, and I'm looking at all the memorabilia on the wall, and these 3 guys walked over, and they're like, "Hey, are you a veteran?" I'm like, "Yes, sir, I am actually. I was in the Navy, blah, blah, blah." And these 3 guys were Vietnam veterans. And one guy says to another guy, "So yeah, I think this guy needs a hug." I had 3 Vietnam veterans give me a hug, which I didn't do shit to. Literally, I started crying, man. Like, I literally broke down, and I was like, "Well, this is my home." And since then, I went through the whole chairs there, junior vice, senior vice, commander,
All American,
ran all kinds of fundraisers out of there, and it just that hug literally changed my life.
Yeah, there's some great people. I know. I was born April 4th, 1970, so I was on patrol out in the jungle that day. I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
Just what people don't realize, the cost of freedom, what it is, and the generations that we can learn from. And that's what I wanted to create, a company that honors that service, that sacrifice. That's because I'm definitely not a hero. It's my 2 friends and all those that didn't come back are the ones, but we can have that heroic spirit where we want to do better. We want to make our communities better. And that's the heroes I'm talking about. When you raise a glass, whether we're talking about the ones that's passed on, but also it's within us too, to take what we've learned from them and what they've given to make this world a better place for our children. Yeah,
it's our job to make sure that they're not forgotten.
And to tell
their
memory.
Ever since my oldest daughter, Haley, ever since she was born, she was like months old. Every December 7th, I'd be like, as a baby, "Hey, Haley, you know what today is?" And then to this day, I'll either call her or text her, "Hey, you know what today is on December 7th? And it's always, obviously, we know what December 7th is.
Yes, we do.
But I always instill to my children, what freedom means and how we get freedom, Good people have to die for us to go to the mall.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of people it's good. A lot of people just don't realize that. And some people want to thank us. We just got to find a way to show them how to thank us, because some of them feel weird saying thank you for your service because we've made that a big deal. Like, we shouldn't. I mean, I'm nice to people that say that. I know that mean it in the best way. And I always just say it's an honor. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, I always say that, man. Like, it was definitely an honor for me. My country let me wear the uniform. That's the way I look at it.
Yeah, I wasn't drafted. I volunteered.
Yeah, exactly, man. I love it.
And it helped me more than I can ever,
Yeah, and look at you now, Travis.
Yeah,
look at you now.
They're killing it.
Trying to.
Slinging Heroes vodka.
But
what's the cocktail of the month?
Cocktail of the month. Oh, I'm actually doing the Heroes Bush Beer Cocktail. What it is? Well, I'm speaking at the University Club on Thursday. It's a club there in D.C. next to the Russian Embassy right down from the White House. President Taft actually founded it. And so they're doing a cigar dinner where they invited veteran entrepreneurs to come and speak and doing a cocktail hour. So since I served for President Bush, I did a lot of research on him because there's a guy who wrote a book about all the presidential cocktails and stuff. And President Bush liked beer and vodka. So I'm mixing beer, Pilsner beer, Heroes vodka, orange juice, and it's got this orange slice in the middle of it and this little orchid at the top of it because there's Pacific, he was shot down over the Pacific and different things like that. But it's really good cocktail. So I've seen a picture.
Stop drinking.
I've got the poster made up for. I'll send you one for you. Y'all can post that on there.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, we'll send that around.
So it's really cool.
But hey, thanks for coming on, man.
I was honored, guys. I appreciate you having me.
Thanks for your service and thanks for giving still today.
Let's go out there and outshoot the machine gunner today. Remember, this is not a machine gun. This is
I spray and pray, man. I spray and pray. That's how I shoot.
Spray and pray, yes.
Thanks, man. Thanks, Travis.
You're welcome,
thanks
buddy.
a lot,
Thank
buddy.
you.
All right, man.
Hey, we're back at it. We got another victim.
Yeah, so before we get going, I just want to apologize if you guys hear a lot of background noise. We're actually at a gun club. We're sitting outside, so cut
us some sun, but
some slack.
It's really noisy. And we got another guest on today.
Yes, I see that our next guest has a Purple Heart.
And a combat medic badge.
Combat medic badge. That's a hell of a job you had. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, please.
My name's Michael.
Hey, Michael.
Mike, can you hear all right in your headset?
I can hear.
All right, cool. All right, go ahead. Let's hear
let's hear your story, man.
Yeah.
Where you from?
Start
why
with
did you join the Army?
why did you join the Army?
Yeah.
start from there.
So I'm originally from Columbus, Ohio. And
Oh,
the reason
shit. I'm from Michigan.
Skyline,
I'm
Chile.
I'm sorry, not everybody's perfect. But so I was young, I was stupid, I got in trouble, and the judge gave me the option either go to prison or join the military.
Oh, they don't do that
Does
shit
that still
no more.
happen?
No, they quit like
No,
a
they don't
year
do
and a
that
half
shit
after
no
I
more.
joined.
Damn.
So I joined the Army,
Yet.
became a medic, and best decision of my life. It made me straighten out and start doing what I needed to do to better myself.
Where did you deploy?
Mosul, Iraq,
Damn.
So what year did you join the Army?
and I joined on September 11th of 07.
Holy shit.
Oh, damn.
Nice.
What made you decide you wanted to be a medic?
So I've always took pride in trying to help others,
Yeah.
and that was the main job that where I was actually going to be able to help other people. So that's what I wanted to do.
Yeah. And you served with Malachias?
I did. So when I got to Fort Stewart, Georgia after AIT, I went to 1st Battalion 9th Field Artillery, and I was on rear detachment, and he was actually deployed with them. And so then when they got back from deployment, he went straight up to Division Band, and then I went into the unit. And then I deployed with the same people. And then when I got back from deployment, I went up to Division Headquarters. And then that's when we met.
So how many lives do you think you saved in Iraq? Is there a number?
I don't even think about it, to be honest.
A lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. God
It's
bless you, man.
That's like asking the question like to
Yeah.
a grunt, like how many people do you think you killed?
How many?
I don't know.
Say it.
I don't know. Maybe 5 or 6. I don't know. It's a little number.
Yeah.
I wasn't, I'm a machine gunner. I spray and pray. I could have got him. I could have not. I don't know. But as a corpsman or medic,
Yes.
you guys are like the lifeblood, man. You guys, like, as a Marine, love my corpsmen. You guys are like attached to us. You go on patrols with us. You guys are basically fucking grunts. All right. I just attached to us, and you patch us up if we get, shot up. Right?
Yeah.
Right, right.
He's like, yeah, no big deal.
Yeah, no big deal. Yeah, it's no big deal.
Well, no, it was like, it was really cool because, like, I'm straight shooter, this, that, and the third.
Yeah.
And the day I got blown up, I didn't even realize I had took injuries. So I'm sitting here treating all my guys, I'm going through making sure they're all good and everything. And then we get back to the catch, they're like, Doc, you're bleeding. I'm like, it's not mine. We get back to the catch, sure enough, I still got shrapnel on my wrist. And the full bird colonel for 2nd Brigade commander, he comes in, he's like, hey, what's going on? Like, what happened? So I told him everything that happened. And he goes,
Malachias, just pipe down, man. We'll get to you next.
he's like, you just earned 2 prestigious awards. You're going to get a Purple Heart and your Combat Medics badge. And I was
Damn.
like, I don't want them. And he's like, it's not about want. You earned them. And I was like, sir, you can shove them up your ass. I don't want them.
Damn.
And he goes, full bird colonel. And he goes, okay, that is the first and last time you will talk to me like that,
oh, shit.
but I'll allow it. And I was like, okay.
But you got him anyways.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
guess he
well,
showed
I
you.
didn't want them.
welcome,
So,
hey, welcome home, dude.
Can we
Welcome
talk
home.
about the day you blown up? Like, what was it? IED?
No, so it was RKG, actually.
Yeah, me too.
We had just finished up a 9.5 hour patrol, and we loaded back up in the MRAP, was getting ready to head back to the FOB, got about a block down the road, and I had my headset like half cocked because I was working with one of my guys because he was getting ready to go to promotion board, so I was asking him questions and helping him get board ready. And about a block down the road, it was like getting hit with a flashbang. Everything went white, couldn't hear nothing, and it literally was 1.5 feet above my head.
1.5 feet above your head.
The grenade, yeah.
Damn. That's intense. So, can you walk us through that? Like, how long did you, like, it probably took like a second to be like, oh my God, like to process all this, right?
Probably 3-4 seconds.
Yeah. And then you went into,
And then
you went into action, started saving
Right.
people.
So what it was because it blew up right in our gunner's face. So there was myself and 3 others in the back of the MRAP. And then as soon as it happened, it's like 3-4 seconds later, like I couldn't hear anything. It just sounded like, whoo,
Yeah.
So then the gunner starts coming down. He has blood all down his face. And I grabbed him. I didn't even put gloves on. So I got in trouble for that. I didn't care. But I just took my thumbs, wiped his face down, was like, okay, it's superficial, nothing. So I started checking everybody else. And then they're like, that's when they was like, Doc, you're bleeding too. And I'm like, it's not mine. I had burns and cuts, lost half my hearing in my left ear.
Did everyone survive that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Excellent.
Yeah, we were blessed. We literally only had 1 death the entire deployment as a battalion, and it was our PA. So that was rough.
Wow, that's pretty amazing, man.
PA? Was that what's PA?
It was the physician assistant.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and it was non-combat related.
Okay.
So
What year did you get out of the Army?
I got out in March of 2015.
How was that transition into civilian life?
Horrific,
Yeah.
Me too.
because I realized that people suck,
Yeah.
and I missed the military lifestyle because it gave me purpose.
Yeah. So, what did you do did you do anything to
Combat that.
combat that
Yeah.
the issue?
No, see, I did what most veterans do. Like I self-isolated.
Yep.
I didn't even know
Yeah.
I had PTSD, and I went and visited my best friend Malachias, and
No, I was just going to ask you if
We-
you're in the VA, but of course you are. You're
Right.
Malachias.
Yeah.
so I went to visit him in 2016 when he was living in Brentwood, and we went to Kroger to get something, and somebody walked up behind me, and I just snapped and flipped out, and he's like, "Bro, you need to go to the VA," and I was like, "I haven't even been yet." So I went, and shortly thereafter was diagnosed with PTSD. Didn't even know I had it, and I'm like, "No, I don't have it. I'm fine."
Because we're Superman. We can't be weak. And
Right.
I was the same way, man. Same way.
Are you involved with the Warriors Garden these days?
So I am actually the COO.
No
Nice.
way.
I am.
Nice.
Hey, by the way, thanks for the garden.
Yeah. This is a
You're
great.
welcome.
This is a great organization. You want to explain what Warriors Garden is to our listeners?
So what we do is we build therapy gardens for veterans, first responders, and Gold Star family members as a way to have a holistic approach to combating PTSD. So instead of doing when I got out of the Army and I went to the VA, they had me on 21 different medications
Yeah.
for everything you can think of.
Sounds
And I
familiar.
literally felt like I was a zombie. It was not a good quality of life.
Nope.
So I finally called up my doc and I'm like, look, I'm not taking any of these anymore. I was like, figure out what I have to stay on. So I'm currently down to 2 medications and everything else is holistic.
So
That's awesome.
I don't know if you smoke marijuana, but have you ever tried
Oh,
marijuana?
yeah.
Does that help you
It
out?
does.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
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 I don't know why the federal government just doesn't open that shit up, man. It does wonders. It's way better than giving people all these damn pills that just zombie you out, you know?
Right. Well,
Makes no
my
sense.
argument is alcohol is perfectly legal, kills millions of Americans a year.
Yeah.
Marijuana has not killed nobody yet.
And I'm a 3-year recovering alcoholic. Grateful.
Me
Recovering.
too.
Oh, hey,
Yeah,
all
nice.
right, man.
It's been 3.5 years.
Congratulations.
I went from drinking 2 fists of whiskey every night and 40 beers
Oh, yeah. That
Yeah.
sounds
for
about
about
right.
6 years
Yeah.
straight. And
I
I
was
was like,
kind of an asshole.
Oh, I was
yeah,
too.
Yeah, we isolated and we isolate from our families.
Yep.
Oh yeah, I almost got disowned. Like my mom was like, "Nope, I don't want anything to do with you anymore."
well, I looked at my daughter. That was what made me get sober. Was
Good.
I looked at my daughter. I've had custody ever since she was a year old. She's 9 now. And I was like, if I continue down the path I'm going to die young and she's going to be without a daddy. So I needed to get off of it and clean myself up.
Nice.
Look at you now, man.
Yeah.
There you go.
You're doing great.
The thing is, you talked to Malachias 5 months ago, I would not be sitting here.
3 years
I was-
ago, I
or
wouldn't be sitting
5
here.
months
Yeah,
ago,
yeah.
like I was self-isolated.
Yeah. So
I'm glad you're out.
So you're
I'm
just
glad
working
you're the
through this
CEO
now.
of Warriors
That's awesome,
Garden.
man. So I gotta ask this.
Okay.
What is your favorite garden of the ones that you
Mine.
put in?
The one we just did on this Saturday.
Nice.
Wait, yours? Oh, you're the third ID.
The third
one.
ID patch.
Dude, that shit is tight.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
nice. But I'm biased.
No, that's
Yeah,
okay.
for
Mine's,
sure.
mine's okay. It's got a lot of, it goes like this. and this.
Before mine was done, my favorite one was the one we did for Alan Weston.
The Air Force. No, the Army one.
No. It was the
the EMT one.
EMT one.
Yeah,
That's right.
that one is pretty legit. I always give the Air Force a hard time, right? So it's
Oh,
going
me
to
too.
it's going
You
to
always
pay me
have
to
to give
say
them a hard
this. It's going to
time.
pay me to say this. That garden is freaking legit,
It
man.
is. It's beautiful.
Oh, it drove us crazy trying to figure out the angle. Like we wasn't able to get the actual angles right, so we had to alter them just a little bit. But
It still looks good, man.
Oh,
thank
that's
you.
badass, man.
and the
That's
third
impressive.
ID one with the gravel in the middle, dude, it's super tight.
Well, he was asking me, he's like, "What do you want?" And I was like,
Broken television.
Well, no. At first, I wanted to do the Battle King for 19FA. I wanted to do their emblem, and I was like, "Nah, that's gonna be too much work." I was like, after doing the Air Force one, I was like, "Let's simplify it. Let's do the third ID patch."
That's awesome.
So we did that, and then some great news happened after we did that. He
Yeah, I heard about-
he put it on, Facebook, Instagram, on all the social media platforms,
Right.
and tagged the 3rd Infantry Division in it. they contacted us and want us to come to Fort Stewart and do gardens.
And I told
Hell
Malachias yesterday that I will be there with you helping, because any chance I get to go to Savannah, I'm there.
Absolutely,
Oh,
brother.
yeah. I'm sorry. I know you don't like Georgia that
No,
much. 'Cause
I
it's too
don't. I
hot.
don't like the heat.
It sucks in the summertime, but like in the spring, it's awesome.
Is
In
it, hotter,
Savannah,
is it hotter in Savannah than it is here in the Nashville area?
I don't know. I'd have to
It
look that
seems
up.
like it's pretty
Oh.
freaking hot in Nashville
I
to
mean,
me.
Oh, it's way
Savannah's-
hotter in Georgia.
Savannah's on the
Oh.
it's on the water.
It's like 100% humidity in Georgia. So it'd be like 95 degrees, feel like it's 140.
Oh, yeah, that sucks.
It's horrific.
Yeah. I'm from
But then I
the
just
north,
moved-
so I dig the cold weather.
Same.
I grew up in New Hampshire. Well, I love the cold weather.
I moved to San Antonio last October,
Nice.
right?
But that's
From
pretty
Ohio.
brutal down there.
And when we left in October, it was 40 degrees in Ohio. We got there at 95. I'm not feeling
And you just moved. You just bought a house, right? In
I did.
Columbia.
and yes.
That's awesome.
VA loan?
Muletown.
Hell yeah. I just bought a house with my VA loan a year ago, August, man.
Nice.
And I'm so thankful for the VA because there's no way in hell I could have afforded that house
Yeah, me too.
conventionally, man.
Me too. I bought a
They
house
helped out
last year and-
tremendously, man.
Well, the thing I loved about it was like I can afford the house.
Yeah.
I would not have been able to afford the down payment.
Exactly. Exactly what I'm saying, man. And the interest rate. And did you know?
That's one of the things that the VA has done right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. I just found this out too. If you own a mortgage that's a VA mortgage and you want to sell your house, say, for instance, I got a great interest rate, 2.75%.
Right.
And if I would sell my house 20 years from today and the interest rates are back up to 10%, I can sell my mortgage to another veteran for my
It
2.75%.
locks it in.
Yep.
That is
I-
amazing.
So I bought my first house in January of this year, and it's San Antonio.
Yep.
Like a brand new build, everything else, and then I sold it
Grunt style.
and made 15 grand
Hell yeah.
on
Nice.
it, and then I moved here, and I just bought my second house, and I'm just like, the crazy part was like Malachias, when I bought this second house, like came over to the house, hugged me, he's like, dude, I'm so proud of you right now.
Yeah.
He's like, literally a year and a half, 2 years ago, I was homeless. And he's like,
Wow.
look where you are now.
Yeah, that's amazing, man. It's amazing. So that's why I love this podcast, man. This is the
We
exact.
hear this-
this
these
is the
stories
exact
of,
things I want people to hear, man.
Yep.
This man was homeless, combat medic, and now look at him. He's thriving, man.
He's thriving.
That's
You're doing
amazing.
awesome, Michael. That's
That
awesome.
is amazing, dude. I love it.
Hey, when's your next garden build?
Believe we're partnering up with somebody else to help them with one of their builds, and that's
Okay.
if I'm correct, I may be wrong. I believe it's on November 6th.
I got to do a wedding on November 6th.
By the way, speaking of November 6th, just so you guys know, I would love to have you guys here. November 19th,
Oh,
we're
yeah.
doing a groundbreaking for a couple weeks ago, a buddy of mine who's in a Home Builders Association in Middle Tennessee, Pulte Homes contacted him. They're building a mortgage-free home for a guy that was in the Army. He was 30 meters away from an IED blast, and he went blind and deaf temporarily. Thankfully, he got his sight and his hearing back, but now he has short-term memory issues. He can only remember past 20 minutes. They're building him a mortgage-free home, and so my job is to get all the veterans to the groundbreaking November 19th,
Yep.
and that might be a perfect
Yeah.
garden spot for you. The house is not going to be finished until the closing's not until
Right.
like May or something,
Right.
but that might be a good one too. I don't
Yeah,
know.
definitely.
We need
We-
veterans to line
Yeah,
the
but-
streets.
Definitely.
But-
We'll talk about that.
Yeah, but I definitely would love to have you guys there November 19th.
Okay.
Awesome.
It's in Christiana, Tennessee.
Pulte builds beautiful homes.
Yeah.
Because I was looking at theirs. I ended up going with a David Weekley in San Antonio, but they were beautiful homes.
Yeah. These homes are amazing. It's funny thing is it's right down the street from my subdivision,
Okay.
and these homes are amazing. And man,
Yeah.
like this guy's going to get one of these homes for mortgage free. So I want to talk to Jason Connor. I like to do a couple fundraisers
Yep.
and pay for his first year of homeowners insurance. Also,
Yeah, that's good.
I think something like that would be awesome. But I would love to have all veterans in the area.
Yes.
They're
Hey,
in
Michael,
force.
spread the word
Yeah.
to everybody you know.
Yeah, I'll give you a business card too. So if you have any questions or anything,
Okay.
just give me a holler.
Well,
But this is
And you
great.
said November 19th?
November
Yes, sir.
19th.
November 19th is the
and
groundbreaking.
Malachias is my VSO. Why? Because he's the best
I hear
in
he's the best.
Tennessee.
Oh, absolutely. I carry his business cards.
Do you?
I do.
I
So
got him. I
if
got him
I
at
ever
home.
run into a veteran who's like, hey, I need
I need a VSO.
Yeah.
like,
Here
hey,
you go.
man, you cannot go wrong with him.
But dude,
Yeah.
we can't overload him because we can't send him every single veteran.
I mean,
That's a
you
lot of
though?
veterans.
Can't you though? No, see, his best quality is he
Yeah.
actually cares.
he does care.
Yeah, you
And
can
he
tell
actually
just
is
talking
gonna
to him. He
help.
cares.
Yeah. And
I got
love
to talk
them.
to him because if he freaking turned me down because I make too much money.
Hey, they turned me down for Voc Rep because
They-
Voc Rehab because I have too much schooling.
The
So-
crazy thing is the VA, when I got rated with everything that I am, they put me at 40%. I tried to get an increase. They denied it. And so I had given up, right? So
That's
called,
what they want you to do.
Yep. So I did. So Malachias called me last November and goes, "What's your social?" So I gave him my social and I was like, "But that's random. What do you need it for?"
That's what he
And he's
does.
like-
What's your social?
And
All
he
right, I got you.
his legit answer was, "Shut up, don't worry about it." And then like 5 minutes later, he texts me and goes, "You got an email, sign it, send it back to me." So I did. And then I was like, "So what is it?" And he goes, "I just put you in for an increase." So he got me up to 80%.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
And then within the next 2 weeks, he put in another paperwork to do the unemployability.
Hey.
And
Did
it
you
got
get
approved.
it? Hell yeah.
I got approved
Congratulations, man.
immediately.
Congratulations.
Yeah, I mean,
I love TNP unemployable. It's very
Yeah.
nice. It's very nice.
Well, that was the thing, was because he said when they had me do the appointment with the psychologist or whatever for the
CNP
review,
thing. Yeah.
she asked me, what was going on, and I was honest with her. I said, "Look, when I got out the Army, I went to put in a job application. I started working. Within the first hour, I left because I was going to kill somebody."
Sounds familiar.
So she wrote, she wrote the note, and he called me, and he's like, "Dude, this is the most beautifully well-written note I've seen." He's like, "You're going to get it." And then a week later, they're like,
well, yeah, you
There you
definitely,
go. Here's your back pay.
deserve it, man, for sure.
Thanks, VA.
No, I did.
Thanks,
I did.
Malachias.
Yeah.
I think I got like $2,000 in back pay. It was nothing.
Yeah, well, it was so
fast.
This was so fast. Yeah. That's
Yeah.
how good he is, though.
Yeah, he's
Sometimes he's just too good.
Well,
for his own good.
Yeah.
Just don't tell him though. His head's
Right.
already big enough.
it took me, after Malachias, it took me 2 months to get 100%. I mean, he's that good. It took me 11
Yeah.
years to go from 50 to 100, but Malachias was the breaking factor in that, and
Yeah.
I love him for it.
Hell
He
yeah.
literally will dig in your records
Oh, yeah.
to find what he
He will
needs to help
stalk
you.
the shit out of you.
Yeah, oh yeah,
Yeah. Right on.
But, Michael, hey, thanks,
And,
man.
yeah, thanks for
Absolutely.
hopping
Thanks
on
for
with us.
stopping by.
And,
I know you got to get some work done with that because Malachias is going to be like, that motherfucker
And,
is not working at all.
Pretty much. Thank you for your service and welcome home,
oh, it's
brother.
my pleasure.
Thank you, man.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
right on.
Hello. Are we back on? Was that thing on?
We're on. So,
Can you turn it up just a tad?
your headset?
Yeah, please.
He's deaf.
That's good. Yes. Oh, that's good. Now I can actually
Can
fucking
you hear
hear
me now?
myself. Now
Can you hear me now? Check one, two.
I can hear you now.
Can you hear all right there, Malachias?
Zippowitz.
Zippowitz.
All right.
Zippowitz.
Again, sorry for the background noise. We are outside at a gun range.
And we got a bunch of Navy Marine officers in the background just yakking.
It's freaking
Bunch of
crazy, man.
prima donnas.
I'm outnumbered.
Prima donnas.
So we're sitting down now with Malachias, man. How you doing, buddy?
Hey,
I'm
buddy.
good, man. How you going? Andrew,
Excellent.
don't touch me.
Oh, sorry. Sorry.
He's a Marine.
We
I
do what
got
we
to
do.
touch everything.
Yeah. So
No, I'm good, man. How you doing?
I'm doing excellent. So what we do on the Scuttlebutt podcast, we get veteran stories. So we talk about your time in the service and what you're doing today, which is quite a bit.
Yeah.
Very quite impressive.
Yeah, because
Thank
you're busy all the time.
You know, I do what I can do. Like it's kind of like my own therapy. You know what I mean? Like it's like I found something that worked for me, and then which was the gardening. You know,
Yeah.
And then the gardening itself, kind of like after you do the same thing for so long, right? It starts to wear, right? It starts to kind of lessen or whatever. And so like I have to increase this, and so building them for other people and showing them how to do it like became the next thing. Right. And so it just became, it's like when I build one, like we just built one this last weekend for my COO, for Michael.
Yep. It's pretty badass.
We built one 2 weeks prior to that for an Air Force veteran. And then 2 weeks before that, 3 weeks before that for Army veteran for Alan Wessels, who's my mortgage lender. Like he's an amazing dude. I love him. But it's just like one after another. And it's like, now I'm kind of like, I was on this high and it's like, I don't have anything scheduled now.
No, you
And
need
then,
to.
then I just got a text when I got here, like, hey, November 6th, Clarksville, next garden. Yes.
Yeah,
Well,
nice.
And all I had to do on that one was just design it.
Awesome.
And then I get to go build it. I don't have
We
to do
gotta-
the legwork.
We got a pretty big assignment coming November 19th. I want to talk to you about
we
to
want
get
you
you
a
there.
part of
What's
it.
that?
So
Talk to me, Goose.
Pulte Holmes reached out to me
Okay.
for one, they want the podcast there, and also because I'm the commander of the VFW in Murfreesboro. But what they're doing, they are providing a veteran with a mortgage-free home, and the groundbreaking is November 19th, and they
Oh, snap.
the whole street lined with veterans and flags and first responders and the whole 9 yards.
Okay. I'm in.
It's November 19th.
What day is
and-
that of the week?
It's a
Friday.
Friday.
Damn it.
Yeah.
You got to ask for.
I got a day job, so
You got to ask for the time off.
I have a day job
is that
also.
next week? That next week is Thanksgiving, right?
It is.
Dang it!
I
What
believe,
time on Friday? Because I took that whole week off the next week,
I
so
believe they said like 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
I might get my COO to go out there to
Yeah.
represent us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Because
There-
I got to fly in from Hilton Head just to do that.
Oh, look at
And
me
then
flying
Hilton
from
right
the
back.
Hilton Head. It's so hard.
Lord have fucking mercy.
This is the first.
I swear to God.
This is the
Every
first
day,
step, man.
Every day.
There'll be other events at the same house because the
Okay.
closing's not until next May. So
Why haven't we discussed the community garden there?
that's what I was going to
Well,
ask you about.
Actually,
And they don't even know what I do yet. Like we're just
Right, yeah.
That's awesome.
just shove yourself in there, Malachi.
I'm shoving it in.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
shove it in hard.
Okay.
Just shove it in hard.
I didn't want to put words in your mouth, so I didn't know how scheduled you are or how this works. But yeah, that's kind of where I was going.
Okay.
Maybe
Can
maybe
we-
you'd be interested.
Can we stop for a second?
Yeah, what's up?
Can we find out who the hell you are? Who are you?
Oh,
Who are you,
Who are
Malachi?
you, man? I'm just walking up here and you threw me in a chair. No, so my name is Malachi Gaskin. 17-year Army veteran. I was a combat medic for 8 years and an infantryman for 9 years. I deployed as a medic, and then while I was deployed as a medic with the 3rd Infantry Division out of Fort Stewart, my chain of command found out that I was former 11 Bravo infantry, and they said, "Hey, guess what? You're doing both jobs."
Awesome.
And so, right. So I came home, and then when I came home from that deployment, I had actually auditioned with the 3rd Infantry Division band, and I came home and was accepted to be a vocalist for a rock band for the Army.
Damn.
So I went back to Iraq
He's got a
9
pretty
months
good voice.
later, and I performed for 13 months in Iraq with the 3rd Infantry Division band. Came home and then was medically retired for PTSD, TBI, arthritis, bursitis, tendonitis, all the itises in my head, shoulders, knees, and toes. But when I was being processed for medical retirement, which took like 2.5 years, I was getting tired of just going to therapy and taking pills and not getting anywhere. And so I wrote this book called A Warrior's Garden about all the different things I was doing for trauma recovery that was coming from more of a holistic, self-centered approach, which I do believe that our therapy needs to be self-centered. We need to be a little selfish with our healing.
we have to be.
Otherwise we don't heal, right? We're doing it for others, not ourselves. And so I wrote this book just kind of like documenting the roadmap. Like I was doing music. I was doing, digging into my faith. I was gardening. I was doing family fishing trips. I spotlighted a whole chapter on our spouses because of what they go through dealing with us, right? I wrote and after I got out, we added a chapter after it was published. We republished with a new chapter called The Transition. And it was
Great
about,
book, by the way.
thank you. We wrote a new chapter called The Transition about how to come off of the medications onto organics, how to have the importance of 2 mentors in your life, which is a civilian mentor and a veteran mentor. Because you need that veteran that's already transitioned, that's left the military, that's gone into the rest of the world, and they've been successful. And then you need that civilian that can tie you into the local populace where you need to be, right?
Yeah,
So you need both pieces because you can't just self-segregate into the veteran community and not take our skill sets and integrate that into our regular life.
Right.
Because then we're just being more selfish, right?
Yeah.
In a bad way.
In a bad
That's
way.
a great idea.
And so I'm actually from Indiana originally.
Yeah.
Why are you hating Indiana, bro?
No, the Hoosiers. I like them.
I'm a Boilermaker, bro.
Is that Purdue?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Purdue.
Big
Hoosiers
10.
can suck it. Anyway, so I'm just kidding. I was a big Bobby Knight fan growing up, but
Bobby Knight?
Bobby Knight. So originally from Indiana, up in Fort Wayne, like almost Michigan, almost Ohio.
Yep.
I call it the armpit of Indiana. It's right where it's at.
And I know where it's at.
Okay.
You're close to that.
And then
area, right?
when I got out, we found a farm in Columbia. So we ended up retiring to Columbia, Tennessee, which is about an hour south of Nashville. And then we launched our nonprofit, which was based off of the book, but it's called Warfighter Gardens. And it's about using gardening as self-therapy and then resources for other ways to transition into other groups, right? So like if I bring a veteran in or their family and we teach them how to garden and they go, "This is really cool. Thanks. I appreciate it." It's not my thing. Well, what do you want to do? Because we got something for that. We'll find it.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then we do a warm handoff where we actually we don't just give them a card and go, "Here, call these people." Like I'll sit down in front of them and make the phone call and go, "Hey, I got a veteran I want you to talk to. Hold on." Boom. And then we hand it off.
Yeah.
And that way it's an actual physical handoff, right?
So this can't really
So
be
that's
all
who
that.
I am.
That can't really be all that cheap. How do you do funding for these?
We do fundraisers on Facebook, of course. People can donate through our website. You can. We have an apparel line on our website, which is very small. It's 2 T-shirts. It's a black one or a green one. We've got hats. We've got coffee cups. We've got stickers. We've got
Hoodies.
books. Hoodies.
Hoodies are coming.
Hoodies
right?
are coming.
Okay.
The ones that I started with are so phenomenal that in order to sell them, in order to make money on them, I would have to sell them for like $65 a pop. No one's going to pay that.
Nope.
even there. I'll have one
Maybe
here.
me.
I've got one here that I'll show you.
Okay.
So I got to find a little bit lower quality, right? That the veteran community can afford, that people can afford. That it's still durable and lasts long. You know what I mean? That looks good.
I mean, he ain't grunt style or nine line.
I'm not grunt style or nine line. You know,
he's better. Damn, I'm gonna get in a lot of trouble for just saying that. Damn.
I mean, they should sponsor me, but like, you know, hey, like
Yeah,
here's where we are.
That
got
would
to
be
talk to
nice.
Daniel, Eric, or Tyler Merritt. So if you're listening to this, guys,
I mean, just saying,
pick up a
man. I'm
Warriors
friends with
garden.
both of them on Facebook, so let's make it happen. But
wait, and Tyler was 160 sore down. He's down.
at Campbell, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or no, he was at
he's
Savannah.
down
He's with
yeah.
he's with the Ranger Regiment down there. Yeah.
Yes, he was. I'm gonna see. I hopefully will see him in 2 weeks.
And he's there at the same time I was, I think, because I was there from 06 to 14.
He's a pilot. He was a helicopter pilot or something.
Was
like
it CH-47 or was he Apaches or what was he?
I think it's Apaches.
Apaches? Okay.
Don't quote me, but I think
It's quoted,
Apaches.
bro. It's too late. It's out there. I'm just kidding.
Damn, Tyler, the
Oh,
gauntlet
yes,
has been
gross.
thrown down, buddy.
So yeah, that's who I am, though.
And
I'm known as the garden guy.
We
so.
love you, and I love my garden.
Yeah.
My wife
we built
loves
you
the
one.
garden. You built me one. You
Yeah.
built Alan. You built Michael one.
We just built one for I built a total of about 45 gardens. Total.
Wait. How many?
45.
Wow.
Holy fuck!
Yeah, in Indiana and Tennessee. I have 9 gardens on the calendar still that we're waiting to fund. 2 of them are in Fort Wayne, Indiana. 2 of them are in Elizabeth, Colorado.
Colorado, yeah.
1 in Maine, 1 in Illinois, and then 1 in Memphis, and then 2 in Nashville.
Ooh, I know the Memphis one.
Yes.
I'll be there, and I'll be helping out because you've got some big news.
I'm just waiting on him to get me some pictures of his yard so I can design.
Okay,
So-
but you've got some big news
I do.
about a Warriors Garden. That just happened.
So we just
That
built.
just happened.
We literally just happened yesterday. It's not official yet, but it did happen. So this last Saturday we built a 3rd Infantry Division patch garden that's 16 foot by 16 foot square for our COO, because I believe that everybody who's a part of the organization that works in the leadership area needs to feel what it's like to be on both sides of that garden, right? On the awarding it to someone and building it for them and preparing it for them side, and then this is what it feels like to receive it, right? When you're not there to support, you're there to just be you're supported,
Yeah.
right? And so he did that, and it was beautiful. It's a great moment, great time. But of course, me being me, I sent a picture of it and a little note to the 3rd Infantry Division Facebook page. They liked it. They loved it. I sent them a link to our website. And of course, the first thing out of, it's the military, right? So the first, hey, we can't support a nonprofit. We can't. No. I'm showing you what we've done. I'm also a veteran from the 3rd Infantry Division. I did combat tours and I got my CMB when I was stationed there. They're like, oh, great. We would love to do a story that we're going to write up about 3rd ID Marne soldiers, because we were known as the Marne soldiers.
Awesome.
About that and
Rock
put
of
it
the-
on our
yeah.
stuff, right? So Rock of the Marne.
That's
Top of the
right.
rock. And I was like, okay, great. It would be awesome to come down there maybe and do a community garden. And she goes, you know what? Send us a proposal. We'd love to see it.
Dude.
Hell yeah.
So I'm in the process of working with my team now this next week. And we're
you've
going
got a great team, by the way.
I
We
do,
met all
thank
the
you.
guys today. Who have you not met?
so you've met Michael, who's
Yep.
my COO. You've met my wife, who's
Yeah.
my CMO. She's our marketing officer. So
Okay.
her job is to help come up with like the advertising and stuff like that. And then I'm the CEO/CFO. And then I have my board of directors who prefer to remain anonymous.
Hi, board. How are you
But
doing?
then I have an advisory panel, which you're on my advisory panel.
I am.
You are. We've talked about it.
Oh, that's right. I am.
And
Damn,
then I have my
TBS.
Andrew.
my friend,
Damn, TBI.
a really good friend of mine, Aaron Smith, and her husband Bud Smith, are on my advisory panel. And what they do is, like, when I have questions, I'm like, I need to vent to someone, I need assistance and things like that, and growth.
I get to
Those
hear
are the
that.
people that I go to.
I'm so appreciative that he calls me. If he
Shut
has
up,
to
man! I'll
vent.
slap you.
I am, no, dude. I'm being
I know,
serious.
I know,
Okay,
I know.
I'm about to cry.
We do this for each other quite. Actually, the funny story, like, so I'm gonna put it out there.
Okay.
So Andrew and I actually, like, we got to talk, and it's like, who do you go to when you're running a nonprofit? Like, who do you go to vent when you're having a bad day about nonprofit stuff, right? You don't, because if you go on Facebook or Twitter about
You're
it, now
gonna
you're a
get-
douchebag and you're gonna get slammed. But you got to have someone to vent to, right? So
Everybody's gotta
so you
have
can get it
someone,
out. And so I actually was like, you know what, dude? Why don't we do an NDA? And he's like, what? Why don't we do a non-disclosure agreement so that you and I can have private conversations protected, where we can vent to each other and just let it out and then walk away from it?
Dude, I signed it in his office and everything, man.
And
it was
it has
formal.
been a lifesaver.
Dude.
It's been a
helped me
career
out.
saver.
Oh my god, it has.
Yeah.
it has.
So yeah, I've used it quite a bit. He's used it quite a bit.
Yeah,
Um,
not as much. I should. more because
Sometimes I have to pull it out of you.
because I'm still in that phase
I know.
of stubborn and not asking for help, even though like I've been asking for help for like the past 3 years. If I don't know how to do something, I'm going to ask. Like,
Right.
Malachias, how do I do this shit?
Yep.
Like,
I
what's, and then like one of my veterans called me up. He's like, hey, I want to do like a t-shirt thing. I'm like, okay, you need to talk to Malachias because he knows everything about nonprofits. He gives the best advice. I mean, it's amazing. And
Yeah.
it saves me a lot of headache and yelling and screaming and just, I'm a much better person because of Malachias. And I'm going to make you fucking cry tonight. How about that?
Good luck.
Uh,
I have no heart.
you have empathy. I know you have
I
empathy.
don't. Man, I was burned out.
Malachias, I've never seen you without your pup. Where's the pup at?
Today's going to be too loud with the gunshots and all
I
that, so I
gotcha.
left her home. So, but Rena got a day off.
Yeah.
And then and it's just going to be so much going on that I'd be moving so much.
Are you shooting today?
Yeah, I'm on one of the shooting teams,
Okay.
and I'm performing tonight, and I'm working on my first album.
Yeah. Oh,
So,
let's
which is
talk-
weird. This is
let's
weird though,
talk
because
about that, sir.
I did that on purpose. I'm forcing myself to do this because I'm like all day long, and you know this, right? I think we've had this talk too. Is I can all day long, I can promote building a garden. I can like, hey, we're gonna do a garden for Mr. Fleek, man. We need like $1,200 or whatever it is. You know, we need $55 million, right? Whatever the amount is, we need to build your garden and fund it, and then like cater it because we do a big production, right?
He
It's
does.
a big deal.
Coffee, pizza.
There's coffees,
whatever.
pizzas, like there's breakfast and lunch, and like we do the whole thing. We get the dirt, the everything, and then, but then I want to do something for myself that I'm still going to use because you know me, right? I'm selfish. I'm not
He is.
selfish.
He's-
Everything
yeah,
I
no,
do,
he is selfish. He's a selfish
I end up
bastard.
using it for other people, right? So it's like my book. I don't make a dime off my book. Every penny
No.
from my book goes to the
And
nonprofit.
you give it away.
I give away more copies than I sell
Yeah,
on a
yes,
regular
you do.
basis. But I've decided I've been performing with this guy, Paul Coleman, who's a Grammy nominated artist. He's won multiple Dove Awards. He's toured internationally. He's sold out stadiums, all this. And he has fallen in love with me and my mission for some reason. Like, I don't know what it is, but he's
God
originally
bless.
from Australia, raised in Europe, came to the States, all that. He's played for some massive artists. He's on tour right now with a couple really big artists, bouncing back and forth. But he's like, I'll do an album with you. And I was like, all right, man. And he's like, you're going to have to raise the money for the studio time and all that. He goes, and I will get it majorly discounted, which we are. It's getting majorly discounted, but we're going to do 7-8 songs on a full CD. It's going to be the lifespan of the warfighter.
God
And
bless
every
you.
song's going to talk about, like, it's going to start with, like, you know, life joining the military, like, you know, the last week in high school, getting ready to join the military,
Yeah.
you know, getting into the military, and then, like, you know, changing, and then, you know, your last night at home with your significant other before your first combat deployment, and then that baptism by fire, and then that coming home and you're different and you don't know why, and then getting out of the military and losing purpose,
Yep.
and then finding your new purpose, right? So every song on the album is going to designate through that storyline, right?
That's cool, man.
But I started a GoFundMe, which I hate doing because I don't like promoting me.
I hate
can promote my
GoFundMes.
gardens all day long, right? I can do it all day long. I can promote gardens for other people. I can promote other people's nonprofits
Yes,
all
you can. And you
day,
do.
and I do,
And you
right?
do.
But then I fall miraculously short when I do something for myself. So saying that,
But you do have some song. You have one song out.
I have a single that's out right now.
Where can our listeners?
You can get it
see
on
that?
iTunes.
Or
You
hear
can get it on YouTube. You can get it
Spotify.
on Spotify, Pandora. It's on all the streaming services.
It's amazing.
You
by
can
the way.
download it for 99 cents on iTunes, and then all that money goes to the nonprofit. Like, I don't keep the
Dude.
money on that, right?
Hey, listen to this, guys. This
And the song is called A Warrior's Garden. I'm going to perform it tonight.
Oh, awesome!
I'm actually going to
Sweet.
perform
Hell
a couple songs. I'm going to perform Wallet Size, which is a song my wife wrote. Falling Down, which is a song I wrote with my wife and my former band. And then A Warrior's Garden that I wrote with JT Cooper.
Yeah.
Do you play any instruments?
I don't. I'm a vocalist by trade. I've tried. I played high school football and basketball and soccer, and I've broken my fingers so many times that my hands don't do what I want them to.
Right.
I can't play anything.
Maybe you can get Katrina to start, playing for you because she won a
I
guitar.
saw that. It was nice.
And
too.
it's a beautiful
It's a good
guitar,
one.
but
I've
she
got
doesn't know how to play. No offense, hon. I know you're learning. I know
Leave
you're
my
learning.
girlfriend alone, dude.
Sorry.
messed up.
Dude, she loves you, by the way.
I love her. She's
She
awesome.
loves you. She can't stop talking about you. I'm like, honey, you're married to me, not to
Right.
Malachias.
Well, so Byron's wife. Byron's
Shit.
wife watches my video, and she's like, "Why can't you sing like this?"
Oh, God. Unbelievable.
So, but yeah, so it's on YouTube and iTunes, called A Warrior's Garden. We filmed it at my farm.
Yeah.
The video,
Yeah, I saw the video. The video's great.
In fact, it was kind of cool because The guy that filmed it for me was a former Army infantry and water dog, both.
Who?
Sergio Valenzuela. Yeah.
Oh,
he's an Emmy Award winner.
He's a vet.
Yeah. He's a combat vet. Dude. He was in Iraq.
He was a combat vet. I'm so sorry. Sergio, I'm so sorry, man.
It's okay, man. I got you back, bro. Not you, Andrew. Sergio's.
No, Sergio's. Not mine. Even though you are my VSO.
I know.
He always has my back.
So we're doing. I hate it, but we launched a GoFundMe. We've raised about $1,000 so far. I need to raise total for
17,
everything
right?
17.
Yeah.
And like I said, that's studio,
Guys,
that's the backup players, and when it's done, what that does, the reason I'm paying for it is, and I chose to do it this way is because that way I own it at the end. There's no residuals.
Yeah. You own the tapes.
I own all of it. That way I can take that and donate that on my own. I don't have to give it to anybody else.
That's awesome.
So I'm buying the rights to all the songs that I'm writing with these other writers.
What are the first things called in
the royalties?
The royalties and then the tracks.
Yeah.
You're going to own the tracks.
I'll own all that.
Sorry, I'm not a music
No, you're
guy.
good.
I don't know any of that terminology.
Yeah, so I'll own all that, but that's why I'm doing the GoFundMe, so that way everything stays in the family.
Well, hey, if you guys are listening out there, go to his GoFundMe, help him out.
Yep, and it's on
help him achieve his dreams.
So I got several Facebook pages. I have tons of them. So I have my personal one, but I have
Warriors Garden.
A Warriors Garden. We have Warfighter Gardens, and then I have my life coaching page, which is just Malachias Gaskin. Mm-hmm. And then we have my artist page for music, which is just Malachias. And then we have the Spartan Pledge for Tennessee, the Tennessee Spartan Pledge.
Boone Cutler, where are you? You should be here, Boone.
I can't divulge. So, but there's great things happening.
Yeah, no.
So, there's some amazing. I'll tell you offline, but I can't put it on the air.
All right. What's the difference between the two garden Facebook pages?
So, a Warrior's Garden is about the book specifically and about holistic trauma recovery and just finding a path. Right. The Warfighter Gardens is literally about the nonprofit. It's about, do you want to garden? About how to garden. Like, it's all stuff related to the nonprofit.
Do you want to buy seeds? Do you want to buy that kind of stuff?
You started with seeds?
So I start out with both. I do a mixed bag on purpose because that way you have some instant gratification. Because if you have to wait for the seed sometimes when it's brand new to you, you're like, oh, it's not working. Oh my gosh. Right. I mean, I've actually had people.
Except if it's tomatoes, because then you once you put those in, they will just.
They're awesome.
Yeah, he was complaining last night. He was over my house.
He's complaining because he has too much.
He's still getting tomatoes.
First world problems. First world problems. There are people in Africa begging for tomatoes right now.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. Second and third world. I didn't mean to complain.
My bad.
But Malachi, thank you, man. You are amazing. I know you got to get back to work, and you're going to probably shoot pretty soon.
Yeah, I'm going to shoot this afternoon.
We love
I'm going to sing tonight.
If you need any help for anything, just give us a holler, man.
Yeah. Appreciate it. We need to. So can I plug the Spartan Pledge real quick?
Absolutely, 100%.
So I'm the state commander for the Spartan Pledge, state coordinator for the Spartan Pledge, and Spartan Pledge is a suicide prevention modality that was created by veterans for veterans. It was written by Boone Cutler, and he did it in a way that it's owned by the community, not by him individually, right? So anybody can do what they need to with it to support and help people, to support and help veterans. So this last month, we actually did 2 Spartan Pledge events. We did one in Franklin, Tennessee, and then we did one in Columbia, where we had a concert. We brought Soldier Heart in from California. We had a lot of local artists and stuff like that played at both performances. But the Spartan Pledge is literally, it's 2 sentences. I will not take my own life by my own hand until I talk to my battle buddy first. My mission is to find a mission to support my warfighter family. That's it. It's that simple, right? So what it does, being warfighters, we live by battle drills, right? And so everything we do is a preparation for the next movement, for the next thing, for the next thing, for the next thing. But what happens when you don't know what to do, right? This is your battle drill for what you don't know what to do, which is a Spartan Pledge, right? It's, I'm not going to take my own life. I'm going to go talk to someone. I'm going to get help, right? And if they don't answer, I have to wait. I have to let them get back to me. And then while I'm waiting, I have to go find something to do to support my veteran family, my warfighter family, right? So, and usually what that does is, what does it do? It creates purpose, right? So once I have purpose, I no longer have suicidal ideation.
I took that pledge
with me.
With you at the Boondocks.
Yep.
It was awesome.
Speaking of that, we were talking to your COO a little bit ago, and he said that you saved his life.
He tells me that a lot.
Yeah.
Did you save his life?
I've intervened in a ideation with him, and then I guess there was a day where he was sitting at home and he was going through a lot, and he pulled his pistol up, pulled the trigger, and clicked no boom. And then he called his mom, and his mom goes, "Did you talk to Doc?" Or to Malachias? And he's like, "No." He's like, she goes, "I love you. I'm hanging up calling." And she hung up, and he called me, and I answered the phone, and we talked. And from then on, anytime he struggled with it, he's called me. And that's really what the Spartan Pledge is about. It's about, creating a network of people to talk to, accountability and support, right? Go and create purpose. And so, I've got another friend that lives out in East Tennessee and I didn't know, like a lot of times you don't know this is happening, right? So it's like, she's called me about 3 or 4 times now total, where she had her gun in her hand, sitting in her lap, ready to go. And she picked up the phone and called me, and I answered. And so because I answered, she put the gun down.
That's awesome.
And you hear the stories of like the guys that jump off the bridge, right? San Francisco Bridge. They go to jump off the bridge, and when they let go, they immediately go, "Shit, I gotta live."
Yes, I've heard that many times. Yeah. And
so sometimes that's all it takes, right? Like one guy was saying that as he was walking across the bridge, he said, "If one person says hello to me, I'm gonna go home."
Yeah, I've heard that. Yeah.
Right.
I was stationed in San Francisco, actually Alameda, so I could see the bridge, but
right.
There's always people jumping off that thing.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
But Malachias, thank you, man.
Yes, thank you.
We love you, dude.
Love you guys.
Yeah, keep up the great work, buddy.
Thank you.
All
right, see you.
David, I feel like I'm in the studio. Well, I am.
You are in the studio.
Yeah.
You're in the TSP zone, baby. I'm sorry.
What was your name again?
Richard.
Richard. That's right. Richard Fleeker, right?
Fleek.
Richard Fleek. Yep.
Fleek. That's right.
Fleeker.
I remember.
Well,
I told you I've been following it. I couldn't remember. Yeah.
All my shipmates call me Fleekster, so you're close.
You're Fleekster.
My shipmates.
Yeah, well, hey, you got a bunch of shout-outs from Tony and from Paul and from Rick Klingenstegen.
Rick Klingenberg. He's the new one in the group. We just got in touch with him after 30 some years. He just got recumulated with us.
Oh, cool.
Just literally like a week ago.
You're holding that shit like a boss.
Dude, I'm holding it like a boss because you know what? People need to hear me. They need to hear me.
Yeah.
Check 2.
All right.
Check.
So, want to introduce? You're friends with Chris. Want to introduce him?
This guy's the most amazing singer I've ever heard. All right, his name is Chris Turner, and I've known him. How long have we known each other? 3 years now? 2 years?
It's 2 or 3 years, yeah.
A long
the
time.
first time we met was at Bold Patriot at the Irreverent Warrior event.
It was.
Yeah.
It was.
You brought some cups in there, and we were playing our show, and I think it was during COVID, so it's been a couple years, yeah.
I tried to get Bold Patriot to sell those, and I left
they did for a while, yeah.
I left my dive log book there.
Yeah.
And she gave it back to me like a month ago. It was awesome. But no, Chris is he's got this band, the Chris Turner Band, and he's doing this great things. And Chris, please talk about yourself, man. And Fleek, correct me if I'm wrong.
Yes,
we
sir.
want to know what kind of individual this is.
Yeah. What branch of the surf scene were you in? So, this podcast is about talking to Americans veterans. We love getting their stories. So, why don't you start with your branch and what you did in the military, and
I was in the cool branch, man. I was a United States Marine.
Hoorah!
So yeah. So the cool thing is like we're all brothers on the battlefield. So I mean, we give each other. Is this censored?
No,
man, go for it.
We give each other shit all day
all the
long,
time,
right? But yeah, I was a Marine, and once a Marine, always a Marine, and I decided whenever I was a teenager that I just loved music, and there's a backstory that'll make you shit yourself with me, man. That's a song for another time. But, just music was the one thing that I always had that was an outlet. And whenever I joined the Marine Corps and I got deployed, I just wrote. And I've been writing since I was a teenager, and I've still got a folder in my top sock drawer of stuff that I wrote. And, shit makes the best fertilizer. So every once in a while, I'll go back and I'll look at it and be like, okay, I know what I was thinking there, but I can say it differently now. And it was, everybody has their way of dealing with therapy and having their therapy, and music has always been my therapy. So I was fortunate enough to move to Nashville in 2010, and I said that I would love to use my person and what I come from to do some kind of goodness in the world and not just plant a flag and collect a paycheck. So
that's a story for another time.
Yeah, so I partnered up with a 501c3 called Warriors on Mission, and what we do is we go out and we play at VFWs and American Legions and any veteran organizations like Dogs of War, where we're at today, and we talk about this curriculum that Bob Waldrop, who is the founder of it, he developed it because his dad was a World War II veteran. So he developed this curriculum called the Hope Curriculum that talks about healing, opportunity, peace, and empowerment. So the cool thing about the Freedom Tour, which is what we're doing right now with Warriors on Mission, is that in order to get the Chris Turner Show and the Freedom Tour, you've got to go through the leadership training, and you have to start, well, you don't necessarily have to start a Centers of Hope, but we want you to where it's vets helping vets, and we dive into that to, help vets that are, and we talked about somebody off the air earlier who's really going through a rough time right now, and we really want vets to get something from what we're doing. We just don't want to go out and do this and say, hey, you know what? Guess what? Chris Turner, he's a Marine, and we're going to do this. If I can't leave a legacy behind to where I actually try to do some good in the world, then I'm nobody. So
Yeah.
But that's my story, man. And I love playing music, and I love what we're doing, and it's really great. And next year is going to be it's going to be straight up. So I'm excited.
Where are you from originally?
I am from a little town called 96, South Carolina.
I love it when you say that.
Yeah, we got 2 red lights, a Hardee's, and a Piggly Wiggly. But the Hardee's burned down. Now we've got a Subway and a Miggs and a Piggly Wiggly.
And a pig.
It's called 96.
Yeah, 96.
I know,
And the
right?
story
Weird.
behind that is like there was an Indian maiden who walked 96 miles, or no, I'm lying. She rode 96 miles horseback to warn her colonial boyfriend that the British were attacking. And in 96, we have a fort called Star Fort. So they came back and fought the Revolutionary War. We ended up losing the battle anyway. But the fact that she did that, they named the town 96 after her because she rode 96 miles to do it.
That's cool.
Because had it not been for that, would have been completely obliterated. At least we had some kind of stand, and
Yeah.
not everybody died. So,
So I've lived in Middle Tennessee for about 8 years now, and so far I've met Tyler J, Stephen Cochran, Sal Gonzalez, Chris Turner. What's with all these Marines that can sing?
I think it has a lot to do with us calling cadence. When you
C-130 rolling down the strip.
Yeah, I think a lot of it has to do with, our voice whenever we go in. 9 times out of 10, we're 18, 19 years old, and it's all like the baby voice coming from high school or whatever. But when you're calling cadence to a platoon full of Marines and you're doing that 3-4 times a week for, 4 years, man, 6 years, 8 years, 20 years, whatever it is, I think that plays a lot into it.
Right.
And the camaraderie, man. I mean, some people pick up the guitar and some people don't, but for me, that's where I got it. I think my voice developmental skills came a lot from calling cadence. Yeah.
Oh, right on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you deploy to either Iraq, Afghanistan?
I did not. I am not a combat vet, but I did deploy. I was in
Korea.
Korea. And if you go back and the guy that signed with a vet or signs by vets, or what is it? The guy with the sign? Veteran with a sign.
Veteran
Yeah.
sign, yeah.
He will hold up a sign that says, Okinawa is not a real deployment.
That is true. Okinawa is not a deployment.
Yeah, exactly. But I did a year in Okinawa, so.
That's cool, man. But
And then I did like 60 days in
Korea.
in Korea. So
Yeah. What part of Korea was that?
I was in Pohang.
Oh, that was in Busan.
Busan.
Yeah.
Pohang. Isn't it funny how those names just ring out like Pohang, Busan,
And Pyongyang.
Seoul. Yeah.
Pyongyang.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's funny names. Those are fun. It's some funny people out there in Korea.
Yeah, I mean but we got to train with the Rock Marines, man. And I'm gonna tell you what, the damn Rock Marines, they are badass. They're straightforward, man. They freaking kill it.
Yeah, because they eat fish heads and rice all the time.
Exactly.
Makes them strong, makes them mean.
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry, that was probably really horrible to say. I'm sorry about that.
No, it's all good, man. Hey, if the shoe fits, you got to wear that son of a bitch.
Hell
Right?
yeah.
You ever get NJP'd?
No.
Never. Well, good contact
I
medal for this
did
guy.
not get NJP, not because I wasn't warranted in NJP. It's because Marine Corps never found out that I should have been NJP.
He didn't get caught.
Yeah, exactly.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Swift, silent, and deadly, brother. And that what the Marine Corps teaches?
That's right.
how was your transformation from the Marine Corps into civilian life?
It was hard. It was
Yeah.
hard. You go from having a schedule every single day for 4 years, and then you get out, and it's like, okay, what now? So the first 3 months that I was out, man, I was like, I think I'm just going to hang out and party and do what I got to do, collect unemployment. And I don't mean to promote that or whatever, but I was trying to figure out where I would fit. And I didn't have a mission. But then I went to work at Home Depot and I worked third shift. Hated it. I did it for about 2 months, and then the boss was like, hey, you can't go home for Thanksgiving. I'm like, well, you can kiss my ass. I'm going home regardless. And then I came back, and my roommate at the time said, hey, man, we got this job at this welding supply distributorship. I think you'd be a great warehouse worker. So I did that, and then I went into inside sales and purchasing and all this other stuff. Next thing you know, I'm doing outside sales, and while I was doing all that, I actually got a business degree off my GI Bill, which was really cool.
Yeah.
So, I found a mission at the end of the day. I found a mission that actually kept me occupied. But I've got a buddy of mine that just got out maybe 3 years ago, and he was so depressed. He was depressed because there's no leadership. And I told him before he got out, I was like, dude, listen, if you don't have a mission, don't get out. I was like, because I know it seems like a bunch of political bullshit and you're doing formations for generals and all this other stuff, whatever the case may be. But if you don't have a mission when you get out, don't get out, because it's going to be hard to find it. And he got out and didn't have a mission. And he sunk into depression, and he called me one day. He's like, Chris, I just don't want to become a statistic.
We know this guy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
We'll keep that off the air.
Yeah, right.
We know exactly who we're talking about. But I told him, I was like, dude, find a mission. So he decided to use his GI Bill and go to college, and he's like, what do you think I need to major in? I was like, right now, the CNC world for machine operators is there's no programmers. I was like, so if you want a cool job to work your brain, get into school, and do this curriculum, well, not curriculum, but this course, and learn how to actually program machines. And he got into school, he took my advice, and he's really, really near and dear to my heart. He's really close to me. And he did that, and now it's like there's a whole new lease on life. He's like, hey, you know what? We're doing this. We're reading blueprints. We're doing that. We're doing this. And I'm like, I told you.
Yeah.
But it's a huge transition from the military to civilian world. And that was, for me, that was the hardest part. To come from people who have your sex all the time. And then you come out here and it's like, I don't give a shit.
Right.
Hey.
No
even your friends from back in
exactly. There's no accountability.
Even
whatsoever.
your friends from back in high school, man. It's never the same,
Right.
I still talk to them and everything, but it's just not the same, man.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
One of my best friends that I was in high school with, that our dream was to join the Marine Corps and go to Montana and fly fish, right?
Hell yeah.
But he went to MEPS and he tested too high on his protein in his piss, of all things in the world. And they told him he couldn't join. What? But I could, and he was supposed to be my delayed entry program partner.
Your battle buddy.
Right, my battle buddy. And it didn't work out that way. Even after I joined and I came back and tried to reignite that relationship, I still have not talked to him in probably 10 years.
Yeah.
And it's not, there's nothing there, because when you know as well as I do, Richard and Andrew, when you join the military, there is a bond that is formed in boot camp that there's nothing that will ever break it. Like, for instance, I'm playing a show in Atlanta in October 30th, 2 weeks from tomorrow. It's at American Legion Post, what we're doing on the Freedom Tour. And I've got friends of mine I haven't seen in 15 or 20 years that I served in the Marine Corps with, right? And they're driving 5 and 6 hours just to come hang out with me because we haven't seen each other. I cannot find a high school friend that would do that. They will, because we went through the suck together. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's crazy,
Yeah, I got in contact with Tony Ortiz 20 years after I left the Navy. He ended up staying in and retired. Thanks to Facebook, he reaches out to me. He's like, hey, is this Richard Fleek that served on the Carl Vinson? I was like, yeah, Tony, what's up? He's like, hey, man, I'm retiring as a chief petty officer from the Navy in a month and a half. So me and my kids got in the car, drove 10 hours to be at his retirement ceremony.
In Virginia Beach.
Yeah, Virginia Beach, man. So I know exactly what you're saying.
There's like a whether it's Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, or the Coast Guard, man.
Space Force.
My next door neighbor is a Coast Guard guy, and whenever he just retired 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
And him and his wife, for his retirement, they're going out west and everything. But whenever they moved in next door to me, and I found out he was in the Coast Guard, and he found out I was a Marine, thick as thieves, man. It was like, hey, you know what? I need you to help me do this. He's like, all right, cool, I'm there. I need you to help me do this, Chris. I'm there. There's a different camaraderie, and there's a different kind of bond. Yep. Between service guys or even first responders,
right? Firefighters or Leos or
it goes so much further. I mean, but out here on the outside, if you've never served or been a first responder, nothing wrong with civilian society. I mean, it's our fault for not educating our people better than that,
right?
But man, at the end of the day, we all just need to love each other.
Yeah,
and it's such a messed up world right
now.
It
is.
Yeah, and it's
social media doesn't help that at all.
Dude, this damn little I don't know what is it 3x9 contraption that Steve Jobs invented. While at the time seemed like a great idea. This is the biggest damn piece of shit that was ever developed. Because everybody has a platform now, and if you breathe it down their throat so much, everybody's going to believe everything that comes out of it.
Hey, who's that guy that invented the internet? What's his name?
Well, Al Gore had it.
Al Gore, vice president.
It was Al Gore.
Yeah.
He's from Tennessee.
It's his fault, man. And I know Al. Like, I've met him like 3 times. Like, my mom went to school with his wife.
Attaboy.
So, but they
look
just
at you name dropping there, fella.
I'm sorry, they broke up. I'm sorry, Al. I'm sorry, Tipper.
You said it.
I don't know. You can come after me if you want, sir.
Did he tell you about the fuselages down in Arkansas that Bill and Hillary had any kind of dealings with?
No, he forgot to mention that. But no, doesn't he live like he lives in Nashville? Doesn't he?
Shit, I don't know.
I think so. I think he's still got a house here.
The only time I saw him after he left office was when he did something about climate change, and I was like,
the ozone layer. Yeah, I remember that. But God bless you, Vice President Gore. God bless you.
Yeah, God bless you.
Yeah, God bless you.
Sorry, that was a big name drop, and I'm sorry. Okay, we might get flagged by that.
I'm fixing to ruin his day right here because of the 2000 election. Watch this. Whatever.
Yeah.
Oh man.
All right.
That's why I like high school girls. Yeah. I get older, they stay the same age.
That's right, big guy. I hear what you talking about, man.
Hey man.
You got that done pretty good.
No, you did a Matthew McConaughey.
My girls in Chapel Hart, y'all fixing to leave?
Oh, we got a long road.
You gotta stand by for a minute. Let me get off this podcast.
Stand by.
Yeah,
hey, man, that national anthem was solid.
Yeah, that was
rock on.
That was pretty solid. Yeah, that was
good
great.
Stuff.
Good job.
Told her I was like, all 3 of you was flat, and no world ever.
As long as we all flat together, if it's acapella.
I wanted to hear the big guy sing though.
Yeah.
What'd you say?
I wanted to hear the big guy sing though.
He's the manager.
He been trying.
Yeah.
I say let him sing.
Yeah, let him go,
right.
man.
Oh, she's about to do the F-bomb right now. It's okay.
That's right.
It's cool.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, she did. And there it is. There's the F-bomb.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, how you doing?
Chainsaw.
Hey, you like this chain? Guess who
we
it's...
on tour with Jesse James Dupree.
That's
okay.
the Jesse that was talking about.
I just raised... I raised $2,000 for the Unmet Needs Program. $10 a ticket to buy that. Veterans Day, there's going to be a lucky winner for that.
Yeah.
Oh, we're playing Redneck Riviera on Veterans Day.
Okay.
Yeah, from 2 to 6, yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
That's gonna be cool.
I got you. Hey, if you just put your name and your email down there and a little $10 donation, you can put your name in and win that.
Hey, I got you.
And he'll hand deliver
We
it
need
to
to
you.
get your ass on a game show.
And I will drive. Where do you live?
We live down in New Orleans.
I will. Oh my.
No.
Oh yeah. I'm coming down now.
Yeah, they had knowledge.
My mom wouldn't let me go to New Orleans because they're stealing people's like livers and kidneys and stuff like that.
What the hell are you
I
talking
think you
about?
got that confused with Bangkok, Thailand.
Yeah.
You heard those rumors? Yeah. You wake up in a bathtub full of ice with a phone in one hand and a note like "Call the police right now."
Dude, you've watched too many Hangover sequels, bro.
Dude, I'm a CSI guy, man. I watch the CSI and NCIS. And, you know, I'm all about the murder stuff, man.
Hey,
murder, death, kill.
good stuff,
187.
yeah. That's right.
Demolition Man.
Semper Fi, do or die, shoot to kill, drive on.
What makes the grass grow?
Blood.
Blood.
Come on.
Yeah.
Hey, go
The
ahead, take
DI's
that.
bang that shit in our head enough.
And General Order Number 6 to
Yeah.
receive, obey, and pass on the century who leaves me orders.
Do you always have to drop your general orders?
I always do.
All the time.
Dude, I did that for 3.
13.
There is no 13.
No, you walk in post from flank to flank.
No,
No,
that's-
shit from any rank. That's the Navy. Ow!
That a girl. She gets it. I heard it too. I was
Wow.
waiting on somebody else to say it, but she got it.
I used to love fucking with
Yep.
what's the 13th general order of the century?
To walk my flank from flank to
Walk my post from flank to flank and take no
Or how
shit
about
from
this?
any
It's
rank.
like, with all due respect, sir, you can kiss my ass.
Hey.
Yeah, I
And
said
then,
with,
and then
with
the
all due
CO is
respect.
like, hey, you know what? You can't say that to me. Well, I said with all due respect.
Hey. To be fair.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, please believe, I did have to shine a whole lot of doorknobs.
That's,
Like, a whole bunch
Oh,
of-
shit.
shit.
Oh, yeah.
Damn, she went there.
I was in trouble a lot.
Oh.
Yeah, it wasn't for me.
I can't imagine why.
Huh?
I can't imagine why.
No.
I mean, I laugh too much.
I'll never
Drop
forget.
down and give me 20, okay?
Stop smiling.
I'll never forget whenever my damn staff NCO looked at me and said, hey, Devil Dog, you're sunburnt. I was like, I'm glad it's fucking obvious. And he said, well, you know you can get
Destruction
court-martial
of-
for that, right? I was
destruction
like,
of government
what are you talking
property.
about? He's like, it's destruction of government property. I was like, well, if the Marine Corps is going to court-martial me if you're getting a sunburn, then I just
Yeah,
wasn't
put
meant to be
that on
here
the,
any damn
yeah,
way.
put that
Yeah.
over there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was crazy, man.
But Chris, thanks, man. We appreciate you coming by, and we can't wait to hear you sing tonight, bud.
That was quick.
Yeah.
He likes them quick.
Yeah,
What?
so do
I do like it quick. Then I can,
Best
you know,
30 seconds of my
Yeah,
life.
that's what his wife Katrina said too.
yeah, but then I get to go to bed. I get to go to sleep after that.
That's what I'm talking about.
You guys, I swear
Yeah.
to God. I'm trying to give the hint. I'm like, hey, come on.
I love you, brother.
I love you
Thank
too,
very
man.
much.
I love you too.
Good to see
Respect.
you.
Mad respect.
Mad respect.
Mad respect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, on the flip side, real quick.
No, I guess
man,
we're
you
still
being
going
a-
on. Okay.
Well, real quick, and then we'll end it. With you being a chaplain, man, we really do need to have the listening audience to pray for Stephen Cochran.
Yes, we do.
He is going through a really, really
Yes.
rough time right now.
For sure.
Yeah.
Our
mean,
hearts
it's-
and our minds and our prayers go out to Stephen and his family. And
During the
We
day,
ju-
I don't think about that dude, man.
We
And,
just-
I've waited for the right time to try to reach out, but I don't know that there's ever going to be a right time.
Yeah.
and we
Yeah.
just want to, we're here for you, and we're here for you always, man. If you're hearing
Hey,
this.
are you around November 19th by chance?
And it's going.
Stand by.
Feels so slow.
Thank you.
We have a great project. November 19th.
yeah. Yeah, that's right. That's good.
Potentially, yes.
What's the
All right.
what's the project, Commander?
So, I have a buddy of mine. He's in the Home Builders Association in Middle Tennessee. His name's George Simpson. Pulte Homes reached out, and they want to build a mortgage-free home for a veteran. And the groundbreaking is November 19th for this guy. He was 30 meters from an IED blast when it went off, and he went temporarily was blind and deaf from the explosion.
Shit.
He has since recovered from that, but he only remembers the last 20 minutes. So his wife always has to remind him every 20 minutes, everything just goes blank, you know. So they reached out to me and asked if we want to be involved with that, because what they want to do is they want to line the whole street with veterans, first responders, flags, you know, the whole 9 yards. And I think they're going to be looking for somebody to sing the national anthem too. So my next meeting is this Wednesday, and I can definitely get more information out to you. But if you
I'd love to do it.
Dude.
Yeah,
block
absolutely.
that day off,
His singing of the national anthem. Oof.
Where's it at?
it's actually in Christiana, Tennessee. It's right down the street from my house.
And he's putting it in his calendar right now.
Yeah, I don't know if
Yes,
they
sir.
have somebody yet for the national anthem, but I will definitely on Wednesday. I will definitely give them your name.
Yeah, he's
Give
gonna
you the
plug you.
plug.
I'd
For
love
sure.
to. I'd love to do it, man. I really would.
Yeah.
That would be great.
So yeah, the goal is to get everybody on the street for when him and his family drive up. And I guess he's been in Murfreesboro for a while. They say he's pretty active in the veteran community, but I've never
Neither
heard
have I.
of him.
Yeah.
I believe his name was Christopher Lee, but
That's bad on our part. That's
Yeah.
okay.
It's not Christopher Lee Harrod, is it? You know Chris
No,
Harrod, right?
no, it's
Yeah,
a
I know.
different
It's
fellow.
not him.
Yeah. Okay.
Not him.
But
But Christopher Lee Harrod, he's a great videographer.
Oh, he's great,
Yeah.
man.
I'm
I
going
hit him up, and he
to.
was going to try to come down here today, but he was like, "Hey, man, all my cameras are broke." I was like, "Don't come down here just to film, man. Just come hang."
Yeah, man.
He's like, "Man, but I always love to travel with my cameras."
He does.
Yeah, he does.
He
He's great.
hooked up IW. He does a great job.
Yeah, he's amazing. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He's a good dude.
So
Yeah. Well, Semper Fi, brother.
Semper
Yes.
Fizzle.
thanks for stopping by, man.
Or what is it? Impy Paratus? What is it called for the Navy?
No, I think that's
No, Semper
Coast Guard.
Paratus. That's Coast Guard.
That's
Oh, yeah.
Coast
Always
Guard,
ready.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And for Navy, it's what
We'll
is it
give
now?
you a ride.
What's it now?
yeah.
What's your motto now?
Well,
That was too easy.
my ship's motto was Vis per Mare, VISPERMARE.
Through the sea.
Strength
Straight through the sea.
Yeah.
That's right.
So what ship was you on?
USS Carl Vinson,
Oh, nice.
aircraft carrier.
Yeah. Cool.
Yep. CVN 70.
Nice.
Yes. It was pretty cool.
Well, man, y'all fellas have a good day.
Yes, you too. And
Good to see
Thank you,
kick
Chris.
some ass tonight, brother.
Hey, Semper freaking Fi.
Semper Fi. Hoorah.
Hoorah. Hoorah.